Today we're going to see shell shock attack. Before we do this attack, let us understand what shell shock is. Shell shock. It's a vulnerability in bash shell which allows the execution of arbitrary command through environment variable. Let's break it down and understand in more detail. So what is bash shell? In a Linux architecture, at the top of hardware we have kernel. At the top of kernel we have shell. Through shell the user can interact with the kernel and perform any task by giving command. At the top of shell we have application. Now there are different types of shells like bash, corn, C and so on. Bash is the default shell which we find in most of the Linux operating system. We can access this shell by using terminal. This is Ubuntu Linux OS. In here we can access the shell by using a terminal. This terminal is running bash shell by default. We can check it by giving the following command. Here we can see that it's running bash shell. Next is environment variable. These are the stored data used by programs or a script running in a shell. This shell is an example of environment variable which contains this value. Same way we have other values like home. It contains the current user default home directory. To see the list of all available environment variable, we can use the env command like this. These are the available environment variables. Now we can set our own environment variable by using export command like this. Here we have created a variable x with a value 5. We can check it by giving the following command. We can also see it in the list of all the environment variable. Here we can see that x equal to 5. We can also use env to create a modified environment where we can create temporary environment variable and along with it execute some command like this. Here we have created a temporary environment variable t with a value 4 and using the bash subshell for executing this command echo the value of t. Here you can see the value t is printed. The next part we're going to understand the execution of arbitrary command. Now in here along with this value of t4, if I add some arbitrary command like this, then this will be added to the environment variable, but this command will not execute. We can make it execute if we replace this 4 with some function. For that we need to understand how the bash use the function. In bash we define the function like this. Here we define a function x which performs this task, that is printing hello. We can also write it like this env. Here we define an environment variable as a function. We can replace it like this with a colon. So this is an empty function. It doesn't do anything, but here we're defining x as a function. So let us replace this in our equation. Here we can see that we have replaced 4 with this empty function. Now if this bash is vulnerable to shell shock, then this bash will compile this function and along with it execute this command and we'll see the output hack. After that this command will be executed and we see the output hello. If it is not vulnerable to shell shock, then we'll see only the output of this, that is hello. So let us check it. Now we see only hello because this bash is not vulnerable to shell shock. The shell shock vulnerability exists only for the bash up to version 4.3. Now in this Metasploitable Linux we can see that bash version is 3.2. If we run this statement here, you can see this, the command echo hack is executed and we got the output hack. It means it is vulnerable to shell shock. Now let us see the practical to perform it remotely. For the lab setup we are using VMware. In that we are running Kali as a attacker machine and Sumo as a target machine. This is downloaded from the Vuln Hub and the link is given in the description. So first let us scan our network and find the target machine. In here we can see in the output the target machine is .16, .10 is our attacker machine and .2 is the default gateway. Now let us scan for the port. Here we can see in the output that port 80 is open. Here we have performed the stealth scan. Now let us perform the vulnerability scan by using Nikto. In the output we can see that the target side is vulnerable to shell shock and this URL is also given. Now we can perform the attack on this URL. Let us see the normal response to that URL. Now here we can see that the output is CGI default. When we make a request to this URL, HTTP request, these headers are sent, host and user agent. These headers are used as environment variable. Now we can replace the value of any of these header with function and the arbitrary command that we want to execute. For the command, we will use the reverse shell. So let us see how we can do that. For changing the header, we use the option h. Here we are changing the value for the user agent. This is the empty function. After this function, in the place of command, we have given the bash reverse shell. In this reverse shell, we have created a socket to the attacker IP on this port 4747. Now let us give the target URL. So this is the target URL. Now before we run this command, we have to start a listener. So we can start a listener by giving the command netcat -lvp and open a port 4747. Now it is listening on this port. So let's start this. Now if we go back to listener, Here we can see that we got the connection. We can check it by giving the command uname-a. So we can see that target system is Ubuntu. So that's how Shellshock can be used to create a reverse shell on the target system. That's all for today. See you next time.